6 of the fantasy basketball season. And here's a few forwards I would drop here in week 6. The first guy's Kelly Olynyk of the Miami Heat. Kelly Olynyk, he was off to a great start this season, but now the last week or two, his numbers have really taken a fall, and fantasy owners, they're starting to drop him as well coming into the week. He was owned at 42% of fantasy leagues. That's already dropped down 6% to 36% of fantasy leagues he's owned on the season, coming in 10 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.1 steals, 2 threes, 43% from the field. But over the last 2 weeks now, he really just hasn't gotten it done. His field goal percentage is way down, 39% on the last few weeks, 1 3 a game, 8 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 1.1 steals for Olynyk. So in the last 2 weeks, he's ranked 176. And on the season, like I said, 121. In his last couple games, he hasn't done much. January 22nd at Toronto, 2 points, a rebound, an assist, 2 steals. And then versus Brooklyn a couple nights ago, 2 for 9 from the field, 5.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. So he gave you other categories. But right now, his minutes per game are only 25 minutes a game. We're going to see Jimmy Butler come back any day now, and Tyler Hero and Avery Bradley. So that's going to be more minutes cut into Kelly Olynyk's workload. And he's a player who's been struggling with his field goal and scoring the basketball. And he's not a big rebounder really either. So he's pretty much a 3-point shooter and a scorer at the forward/center position for fantasy owners. And with those other guys I mentioned coming back soon, he's going to be droppable. And if he has another bad game here tonight, fantasy owners should continue to drop Olynyk like he's been dropped the last couple days. The next forward I would drop is Rui Hachimura of the Washington Wizards. Hachimura, he's still out on the protocol list, and the Wizards, they haven't played a ball game before last night since January 13th, so they were out of commission for 11 days, and Hachimura, he's out for the protocols, like I said. On the season, he's averaging pretty decent stats, 13.5 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 0.6 threes a game, 50% from the field for Hachimura on the year. So his numbers aren't that bad, but he just isn't playing games. On the season, he's ranked 129, and if he's still going to be out for protocols, I don't think we'll see him till the end of the week. He's still owned in 53% of fantasy leagues. But if you don't want to wait for him and there's better options, I don't blame you to get rid of Hachimura, because he's not really doing much for fantasy owners besides scoring here and there and a couple rebounds. I think he's an easy drop. In the third and final forward, I would drop this week's Otto Porter Jr. of the Chicago Bulls. Porter Jr. now, he's starting to lose his role and obviously minutes here in this Bull offense, and some owners, they've dropped him already. His percentage has dropped 3%, and now he's been resting as well. Last night versus the Lakers, he didn't play because of rest, so we'll see if he comes back versus Boston. And then they versus Memphis the 27th, where that game's already called off and postponed. So Porter, the last couple games, like I said, the minutes have gone down. January 15th versus OKC, 25 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field, 8 points, 8 rebounds, in an assist. Lauri Markkanen, he returned as well. This is why the minutes are going down. Then 23 minutes versus Dallas the 17th, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. Then versus Houston, he didn't play. Then the 22nd at Charlotte, decent ball game, 13 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 66% from the field. And then versus the Lakers, he had the rest day. So Lauri Markkanen's back. Porter Jr., it seems like he don't play back-to-back, so every other day it seems like. So he's a player I think you could steer away from. He still put up decent stat lines since Lauri Markkanen's come back, but 10 and 12 team leagues, I think Porter Jr. is definitely worth the drop because he don't seem reliable. And right now he's losing playing time. So if there's better options out there, I would drop Porter to get one. So that's a few forwards I would drop here in week 6 of the fantasy basketball season.